Hi there. I'm just going to answer some questions about use shorter sentences. So, short explanation. The bad example is one sentence with 18 words and used 5 lines on my notebook. The good example is composed of 7 or more 1 to 2 line sentences. Now, you should follow the one sentence paragraph that we taught you in the previous lesson. These are easier to write, fix, and read. So, here's the bad example. I spend my free time reading, writing, playing computer games, cooking, cycling, and going to the gym. So there's a lot of ideas crammed into one sentence. But there's a lot of ideas, but you'll notice this is just one sentence, one capital letter, one period. So one sentence. If you put all your ideas in one sentence, it's going to be difficult. So here is the good example. I spend my free time studying. I enjoy reading. I process what I learned by writing. I spend some of my weekends playing games. I'm also studying how to cook. I use my bicycle to explore my area. I also enjoy going to the gym. I want to be both physically and mentally tough. So, yeah, on top of giving each idea its own sentence, we were able to expand our thoughts by, adding some words to describe why we do what we do. This is just one of the examples. So, a lot of people, they tell me that their problem is I don't know what to say, I don't have the words, I can't write a lot of sentences. But here's the problem. A lot of you has this habit of building a sentence with a lot of ideas. So a lot of your sentences follow the bad example format where you have lots of ideas crammed into one sentence. I'm not asking you to write lots of sentences that have many ideas. You do not need to compress your ideas in one sentence. What I'm asking you to do is to write multiple sentences that only have one idea each. I spend my free time studying. I enjoy reading. I process what I learned by writing. I spend some of my weekends playing games. I'm also studying how to cook. I use my bicycle to explore my area. I also enjoy going to the gym. I want to be both physically and mentally tough. As much as possible, one idea gets one sentence. So let's proceed. So I wrote an explanation here. I used to believe that long sentences will always impress my teacher because that's the thing. A lot of the communication techniques that we learn in high school and college are not intended for communication. A lot of the techniques that we learned are more intended for exhibition instead of communication. And that's why I recommend that, you stop doing that. Instead of writing long paragraphs, write one sentence paragraphs. Instead of writing long complex sentences, write simple sentences with one idea, short sentence. So they did teach us compound sentences, complex sentences, and compound complex sentences back in school. So these are the sentences that we were asked to write for a long time. And I believe that we started learning this at around second year or third year high school. And this is the reason why we are used to writing long sentences. So after leaving school, the bad habits of writing multi-sentence paragraphs, long complex sentences, and complicated words became part of our English. Now, unfortunately, 99% of the reason why you have a painful time writing or speaking is because you feel that you have to change this complex sentence. I would write something like this, like here. Like, look here, the advantage of gamers, bad example. I believe that gamers have a huge advantage in the job market because gamers are patient due to the nature of games that we play, because we all start at level 1, then begin playing, and little by little we gain experience, then level up as we reach more levels, you gain items and skills, and you can wait, I ran out of breath. I'm out of breath. Okay. Over time, face bigger challenges, and since gamers do this repetitively over and over again, the mindset is ingrained in them, and that applies to real life. So, yeah, Long sentences like these are painful, right? Do you get what I'm trying to say? This is bad. This is a bad sentence. Even if this sentence is grammatically correct, you shouldn't write sentences like these. These sentences, the longer your sentences are, the dumber you look. The longer your sentences are, the dumber you sound. So the sentence above is a bad example because this sentence is difficult to read. Sentences like these are also sentences like these are also difficult to write. And I wrote this down when I was writing this down. I am exhausted after writing a few of these. This format has another giant problem. The grammar errors are difficult to find. These words are difficult to speak. It's also easy to make a mistake with the grammar. You need to have perfect grammar to write sentences like. So it's a better scroll down. It's better to have more sentences with one idea. It's bad to have one sentence with a lot of ideas. So every time you're going to start another idea, you need another sentence. So considering shortening the sentence if you notice that you begin to consume more than two lines. Ideally, I use one line with one sentence. You can see that with how I write. Like one sentence, one line, one sentence, one line. As much as possible, it's one sentence, one line. But I can't do it all the time. Sometimes I have like one sentence has two lines. But most of my writing is like one sentence, one line. So I do my best to keep the length of my sentence to under 1.5 lines. So my goal is like 1.5 lines at the most. So here's how you shorten it. So remember this long bullshit here? I believe that gamers have a huge advantage in the job market because blah blah blah. So this is a good example of the advantage of gamers. Gamers have a huge advantage in the job market. The nature of games teach gamers patience. Gamers are used to starting games at level 1. When you play, you gain experience little by little. After you gain experience, you level up. You repeat the process and reach higher levels. You'll get more challenges at higher levels. Getting more challenges mean more rewards. You eventually repeat the process. People who have played lots of games have this mindset ingrained in their attitude. And this applies to work as well. When you begin a task, you start at level 1. When you're new, your performance isn't great. When you gain more experience, you level up and the task becomes more manageable. When you reach higher levels, you can take on greater challenges. So here are some more thoughts. Writing short sentences make your ideas easy to expand. So if you don't have the words, if you're having trouble composing a sentence, make it a conscious effort that you're just going to compose a short sentence. And then you can just add more sentences. You may have noticed that I ended up adding a few more ideas. When you write in this short sentence format, putting your thoughts on paper becomes effortless. It's easier to compose with shorter sentences. After you shorten the long sentences, you can easily apply the read test. So the read test is very simple. Read your sentences aloud, listen to how it sounds, and you'll figure it out. So more bad examples: advantage of physical training, advantage of being an anime fan, advantage of martial arts training, advantage of baking skills, advantage of cooking skills, natural advantage of cyclists, professional advantage of parents, advantage of sales skills to non-sales jobs. So a few hours after posting this lesson, we noticed a couple of more spelling errors in the bad examples, and I decided to leave those errors alone to prove a point. When you write long sentences like these, it's easy to miss mistakes that you wouldn't normally miss when you use shorter sentences. So if you've read through everything, like I'm skipping it now, but when you read through everything, these long examples are painful to read, and that's the point. I want you to practice writing shorter sentences. It's important for you to learn this lesson before we move forward. And it's better to write simple sentences with just one idea. So here's what we're going to do. So activity part 1. So part 1, we are going to convert the remaining bad examples, shorten the long sentences. Short sentences are easy to understand. You're allowed to write many sentences if your sentences are short and simple. Multiple ideas compressed in one sentence weakens your communication. So I'm just emphasizing at this point. So what do you need to submit? Rewrite the following format to match the format in the good example. Advantage of being an anime fan, advantage of martial arts training, advantage of having baking skills, natural advantages of cyclists, professional advantages of parents. So you're going to do all these 7. So let me just explain real quick. So the text in the bad example has one sentence with many ideas. The text in the good example has the same ideas spread over many sentences. I want you to learn how to convert the long sentences with many topics into multiple short sentences. When you follow the short sentence format used in the good example, your ideas become clear and easy to understand. 90% of your grammar errors also disappear. It's difficult to make errors when you're writing simple sentences. So we went back here, advantage of gamers. So you know there's like one big block of text, and I converted it into something like this, like multiple sentences with one idea. Now, I just decided that I'm going to do another one, just so you can, what do you call that? Just so you can have more examples. So I'm just gonna copy this and show you. Letting me copy. This is what I usually. Okay. All right. So let's just go back. I'm just fixing this because when you copy from a PDF, it doesn't copy exactly. So let me just fix that real quick. This should all be just one long. And the funny thing here is, like, it says here at the bottom, it's 109 words. So here you go. Let's begin. I believe people who watch anime are the best people to hire. Every anime has a main. Every main character starts out as a loser. The main character does not give up. The main character learns skills. The main character gets allies to assist in the goal. The allies also assist in helping the main character become a better person. The main character and the allies eventually complete the quest. This journey is exactly what is needed in your career. Oh no, sorry, not this journey. The lesson from this journey is exactly what is needed in your career. Next, you should never give up. You should learn skills, should gain allies. Everything you do should, I'm just gonna copy this here. And if you apply these lessons to real life, you can succeed in real life almost like an overpowered anime character. Apply these lessons and you'll succeed. You'll become almost like an overpowered anime character. So here we go. This is the new version. Just cut this part out. So we have about 15 lines. 1, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15. So it went from 109 words to 122 words. It's not that much of a difference, but hey, this is a lot better than this, right? So let me just read this first. So I believe people who watch anime are the best people to hire because in almost every anime the main character starts out as a loser, and because that person never gave up, he or she will learn skills and get allies that will assist him or her in becoming a better person and eventually complete the quest. And I believe that this is exactly what is needed to succeed in your career. You have to never give up, learn skills, and gain allies that can help you. And if you can apply all these lessons to real life, you can succeed in real life almost like an overpowered anime character. Wow, that is a mouthful. That is difficult to say. So let's move here to the corrected one. I believe people who watch anime are the best people to hire. Every anime has a main character. Every main character starts out as a loser. The main character does not give up. The main character learns skills. The main character gets allies to assist in the goal. The allies also assist in helping the main character become a better person. The main character and allies eventually complete the quest. The lessons from the journey is exactly what is needed to succeed in your career. You should never give up. You should learn skills. You should gain allies. Everything you do should help you succeed. Apply these lessons and you'll succeed in life. You'll become almost like an overpowered anime character. So, which one sounds better? Long sentence with lots of ideas or short sentences? And this is the main reason why I write like this. This is the main reason why I am teaching you. Almost impossible to make a mistake in this situation. So I'm also going to give you a warning. Just one moment. I just want to share this lesson real quick because a lot of people, when they shorten the sentences, they have this problem where they cut the long sentence into multiple parts, but they do not complete the sentence. So just a quick recap. A sentence needs to have a subject, a verb, and an object. A subject is usually a noun. The verb is the action word. The object is the receiver of the action. Now, incomplete sentences are groups of words that do not express a complete thought. One or more of the parts of the sentence is missing. There's usually no subject, or there's no verb or action word. There is no object or receiver of the action. So, go here. So, from complex sentence to simple sentence. So, as I've said, shorten your sentence if you see 2 or more lines on your computer. Shorten your sentence if you see 3 or more lines on your notebook. Short sentences have 3 to 7 words. Long sentences have 8 or more words. So a compound or complex sentence is bad even if the grammar is correct. Compound and complex sentences sometimes work if your English is already perfect. Consider this problem. Okay. So my hobbies are watching TV, reading books, and going to the gym. I like watching TV. I like reading books. I like going to the gym. Simple sentences are easy to read and write. So as I've already mentioned, simple sentences are also easier to speak and understand. Most importantly, simple sentences are impossible to mess up. Our first goal is that you can use simple sentences perfectly. So I want you to complete your sentences when you chop your long sentences down. So please complete your sentences when you shorten your sentences. Here's what happens when people, so this is the mistake that happens when people shorten their sentence. So let's go back to this example. I spend my free time writing, cooking, and going to the gym. This is what happened with a lot of my students who's trying to shorten their sentence for the very first time. Bad answer. So this is the original. I spend my free time writing, cooking, and going to the gym. This is what they do. I spend period, my free time period, writing period, cooking period, going to the gym. This is wrong. So this is not how you chop your sentence because I spend, this is not a complete thought. My free time, this is not a complete thought. Writing, this is not a complete thought. Cooking, this is not a complete thought. Even going to the gym is not a complete thought. So this is all wrong. Now, these are not complete sentences. So this is the good answer. This is the proper answer. You need to complete the idea. I spend my free time writing. I spend my free time cooking. I spend my free time going to the gym. So this answer is okay. It sounds a little repetitive, but it's okay because it's a complete thought. I spend my free time writing. I spend my free time cooking. I spend my free time going to the gym. So this answer is okay. So you separated the ideas into a complete sentence. So I'm going to give you another version of this answer. This is a more creative version because, you're also allowed to make variations to the word. So instead of repetitively saying, I spend my free time doing something. So you can begin with that. I spend my free time writing. So like here, I love cooking. I enjoy going to the gym. So you're allowed to make variations to the words. You can make sentences less repetitive if you're creative. You can search for synonyms of words if you're not creative, I did not repeat I spend my free time. I use words like love and enjoy and alternating the words to make the sentences sound less repetitive. So I'm gonna stop here and I'm just going to continue explaining this part. So yeah, we've already discussed, break down the 7 remaining examples. I already did anime fan for you, so continue, try doing it, try doing anime fan, try breaking down martial arts training, baking skills, cooking skills, and natural advantage of cyclists. I left a trap there, so make sure that you complete the sentence. Professional advantage of parents, advantage of sales skills in non-sales jobs. So, and then part 2, using the ideas that you discovered from the bad examples, select 2 identities or categories that you belong to. For example, I'm a gamer, I have athletic training and martial arts training, I have baking. So these are examples. The examples that I've written above are examples of people that I belong to. So I have experience in all the examples from right here. So I'm an anime fan, I have martial arts training, I have baking skills, I have cooking skills, I'm a cyclist. I'm not a parent, but I keep writing about it because a lot of my students are parents. And then advantage of sales skills and non-sales jobs. And yeah, I worked in sales and it's been very useful in almost every job that I apply in. Next, what category do you belong to? Select 2 from my list or write 2 examples that's unique to you. Please write 20 short sentences about that. So here are some examples that I gave. Advantage of being a pet owner, advantage of being a nurse, advantage of someone who didn't finish college, advantage of someone who studied IT, advantage of someone who worked as a driver, advantage of someone who worked as a mechanic, advantages of a farmer, advantages of someone who worked in security, advantages of a single parent, advantages of someone who grew up poor, advantages of someone who knows how to draw, advantages of someone who lives in Parañaque, some advantages of someone who grew up in the province, advantages of a professional musician, advantages of a mobile games player, advantages of having children at a younger age. And you can add more. Like these are just examples. You can, if you think of something like advantages of whatever you are, then write that. You're free to write that. I'll take your answer. What do you need to submit? Advantages of select 2 topics. Each topic needs to have a minimum of 20 sentences. Next, write about the advantages of hiring you. It doesn't matter if you're not looking for work. I want you to get comfortable talking about your value and potential contribution. Please write 20 or more sentences. So this is part 3. You're gonna write part 3, advantages of hiring, and then you put your first name. And then part 4. What's part 4? Go back and read all your answers in all the previous activities. Look for the long sentences that you need to shorten. Look for multiple ideas in one sentence. Fix it. Fix your sentences, because everything that I ask you to write from activity 1 up to this activity is going to be used in conversations, interviews, and when you talk to people in general. So if you have a habit of using long sentences, it took you years to build that habit. It's going to take you some time to develop a new, more effective habit. So go back and fix that. So go back, read all your answers to the previous activities, look for long sentences, look for multiple ideas in one sentence, break down your longer sentence. You're allowed to exceed the recommended number of sentences. Like if you're worried about that, I'll allow you to write more sentences, but break down the long sentences into short sentences. The most important thing is that your sentences are easy to understand. And I'd like to point out, just so you know, that this is the most important module in this program. And I want you to master this before I allow you to graduate from week 1. And yeah, that's it. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And I look forward to speaking to you on the phone coaching. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon, and bye bye.